There's a lot of talk about diversity, but for some reason, neurodiversity remains out of the conversation. Hi, I'm Cynthia Lockery from How To Communications, and welcome to Shift, where powerful shifts happen in 5 minutes or less. I really get passionate about supporting individuals with disabilities. And I was just recently at a workshop about diversity, inclusion, and equity in the workplace. And it was a fabulous panel discussion about how workplaces can be more inclusive. And I raised my hand and said, I've heard nothing about people with invisible disabilities, neurodiversity in this conversation. And one of the panelists said, I've never thought of that as part of diversity. Oh, this is the problem. We're not including neurodiversity in the diversity conversation, and it needs to be there. A human resources individual, a manager on the panel said, what we're seeing is we put people with disabilities or different backgrounds welcome and encouraged to apply, but the process does not welcome people with neurodiversities. And so what's happening is people are not disclosing when they're recruiting because they think, and it's probably correct, that it will be held against them. Then when they join the organization, they want to blend in and they don't disclose their disability. So because of that, they are not protected under law. Whereas because they have not disclosed. So you have someone with anxiety who's going through a challenging time or has somebody with ADHD and they are reprimanded. And because they didn't disclose, they're not protected. But the onus shouldn't be on the employee. It's about creating safe spaces right from the job posting, having an environment that's welcoming. And if you're going to talk about equity, inclusion, and diversity, make sure that neurodiversity is in the conversation. We have done a great job. I know there's a lot more work to do, trust me on this, but we've done a good job of looking at the Human Rights Code and how do we protect that in our workplaces. But we have not done a good job of including people with disabilities. I look at the employment rate for autistic individuals, and it is way below average. I say this as a mom and sister of two amazing autistic individuals. They have so many gifts to bring, so many strengths, but the way that workforces are set up, my brother, for example, would not be great in an interview because he would ask you more questions than he would answer, but yet he has so many skills. So my hope is that as we continue our growth and journey on diversity, equity, and inclusion, that we bring individuals with neurodiversity and disabilities into that conversation.